Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, Branden here with another great business to discuss on this episode of the Real Money, Real Business podcast. Today's guest is Jay, and he's selling his lead generation business on the Empire Flippers marketplace. So welcome to the show, Jay, and how are you doing today?
Hey Branden, thanks for having me. I'm doing good.
Good, yeah, it's really great to talk to you on this call and really excited to talk to you about this business that you've created. But before we get into the details of the business, let's give a quick general overview. So it is a lead generation business in the automotive niche created in February 2016. The average monthly revenue for the business is $5,001 and makes an average of $4,864 per month in net profit. For everyone listening, you can visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing 51811 to learn more about the business, or you can unlock this listing to start your due diligence if you're interested in purchasing this asset. So now that I've given a general overview of the business, what's included in the sale is the domain and all site content and files and social media accounts for Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, Reddit, and Twitter. So Jay, can you tell us a little bit about your background in building and running online businesses?
So I started SEO about maybe 2015, and I joined LeadSpring, and that's when I started learning how to do SEO. And then actually been focused mostly on our affiliate SEO agency. But last year, I decided to take on this personal project. So I took it on January 2020. And I just did a standard SEO practice that we do at LeadSpring. And yeah, the site started taking off, wrote a bunch of content, built a bunch of backlinks. And yeah, that's how it is right now.
Okay. Yeah, I was really excited once I saw your email and saw that you were with the guys from LeadSpring and Diggity and those guys. I was like, oh, I remember hanging out with Diggity and some of the other guys in the crew in Thailand and Ho Chi Minh City. And yeah, it was a great time over there. And yeah, it's really cool to hear that you came from, that crew and that background and gained that experience. Now, with this business, how does it primarily make money? I know it's with lead generation, but do you have one primary affiliate or network that you utilize, or do you have multiple different networks that are generating leads for?
So basically, this website is in the UK, and we're selling leads to this company that manages or that serves the entire country. So, and also like the countries around it. So basically, it's based in the UK, and it's just managed by one company. So all the affiliate links or all the leads are being sold to just this one company, which makes it easy. It's kind of like an affiliate site in a way, because we're just using one tracking link. And we also have a dedicated phone number to sell those leads to this company as well. So yeah, we're making money from just people visiting the site or people calling the phone number on the site and the Google My Business account. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's awesome. Now, why did you choose this specific niche to start as your own side project? Was there something about the automotive niche that you really saw as a golden opportunity, or was there something during maybe some of your past experience that you saw as a great opportunity within this niche specifically?
Well, for one, I thought like the lead gen business was very interesting at the time, and just wanted to give it a shot. And also because the reason why I really liked this site was because for most lead gen businesses, they usually need to sell leads to many different companies or businesses. But this one is handled by just one company, which it makes it so easy to scale it. So that one was the selling factor from so that's why I took it on. But yeah, there's definitely more room to grow for this site, but I just don't have the time for it anymore.
Yeah, that actually leads me right into my next question for you. So, the business is doing so great at this time. Why are you deciding you would like to sell it?
Yeah, you get to a certain point, and basically, like for me, like LeadSpring is still my main priority. The whole goal for me is just get sites to a certain point and then sell it. So yeah, like I think this site is ready for that, for a new owner to take on the site. But yeah, the main reason why I'm trying to sell this site is just really to focus more on our own SEO agency.
Yeah, no, that makes total sense. And that's a pretty common reason for why many sellers end up selling their business is they have other projects or other things in mind that really do have, the majority of their focus in mind. Now, was there anything that you learned while growing this business that you plan on applying with, say the agency or maybe even future projects down the road?
that I actually learned about lead gen is actually really easy compared to affiliate. That's the only takeaway that I have, to be honest.
Now, why would you say that? I'm sure our listeners might be interested why you feel that lead generation is maybe something that's easier to get into than affiliate. So what is your take? Do you think that maybe lead generation is just more streamlined in order to get to the conversion, or maybe affiliates are maybe not the easiest way to get conversions through, multiple networks and multiple offers?
Well, I think affiliates kind of difficult because Google's always trying to target affiliates. So that's one. And also because lead gen is more localized, and with local niches, it's a lot easier to rank for those because it's a lot less competition. And yeah, I mean, the problem with lead gen is always just like always trying to figure out where to sell your leads. And that's the main issue with scaling. And with this site, that problem just goes out of the window. So yeah, that's it.
Okay, that makes total sense. And as you had mentioned, having a local SEO focus versus, trying to battle everyone else on Google and all of the other search engines is a great golden opportunity as well too there. Now, was there anything that you tried with this business and it just didn't give you the ROI that you were expecting?
Can't think of any. To be honest, it's like a really low manpower site to handle. Like I can't think of anything that I wanted to go for this site. Didn't really work.
Okay. Yeah, no, that makes total sense. And, moving into more details on where your traffic is coming from, is a majority of the traffic coming from organic search, or are you also running any type of, say, paid advertising for this lead generation business in a local fashion?
No, all the leads are coming from organic traffic from the SERPs. So most people are searching for the service plus the city. So that's where we're getting the most traffic from.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Now, what else are you doing in terms of marketing for this business? I noticed that you do have social media accounts for Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter. Are you utilizing those at all to gain traffic into your site, or does the majority of the traffic just come naturally, through organic searches, and that's pretty much the extent of the marketing that you're performing?
Exactly. Yeah. So basically all I'm doing is it's 100% organic traffic. All the work on the social media accounts are just the bare minimum, just to keep them alive, just to have social media accounts. So I think that's where opportunity lies. So like I haven't really worked on social media because I don't really know how to do social media, and I don't really have the time to hire a social media expert to actually utilize that part. So I think that's another opportunity that the new owner can utilize to get more traffic to the site.
Okay. That's really great to hear. And that actually kind of leads me into my next question for you. So hypothetically, if you were to keep this business, what are some of the ways that you would personally try and grow it?
I think the biggest room for growth here is, for one, I'd say the content side. So I barely tweaked the content when I took it on. So I think the biggest ROI for this is just improve the copy, make it more CRO friendly, I would say. Overall design, it's pretty basic. So it could be a lot better. So yeah, those are the two things that I think is the biggest things that can be focused on to grow the site even more.
Yeah, it's really great to see that you already have that kind of premeditated and what your approach would be in growing this business. So I'm sure our potential buyers out there that are listening to this call and doing their due diligence can also see the value in that as well. Now, on the flip side of that, what do you feel are maybe some of the potential risks associated with this business that a buyer should be aware of?
Google update coming, I think, next month. But that update is focused on the core web vitals, but that's pretty much sorted out. So I'd say the risk of, any risks that the site will get affected is very not likely because, core web vitals is taken care of. The site's doing really good. Page speed is really right up there, really good. So I can't see anything that's really going to be a major risk.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. And it's great that you have kind of already established, and having that background and knowing what Google is going to be targeting and, having a background with SEO, that's really helpful. And I'm sure our potential buyers out there can also see the value in that as well, too. Now, Jay, so are you willing to commit to a non-compete, meaning any future or current projects down the road, you'll stay out of this specific niche for the next 2 years?
100%.
Okay, perfect. And then how much support are you willing to offer potential buyers? Are you going with the typical 30 days of email and Skype support, or did you have something in addition that you would like to add on to that?
I'm down for a 30-day support, and then they can always email me to ask questions and just ask for guidance on how to grow the site even more, or just a sense of direction. So I'm always open to those kind of things.
Yeah, it's really great to hear. And are you open to negotiating something like an earnout where you'll receive a large portion of the sales price up front and then smaller payments closing out the deal, say over the course of a couple months after that?
I'm definitely open to it. It's not my preferred way though. If I can avoid an earnout, for sure. I'm definitely open to negotiation for earnouts.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure our potential buyers out there are also going to see some value in that as well too. And maybe that, when the time comes to negotiations, things can get worked out at that time. Now, Jay, can you tell us a little bit about the typical work or maybe some of the maintenance that you're performing on the business on a weekly basis at this time?
Actually, I probably spend about maybe 30 minutes of a week on this website, maybe even less. So I think that's one of the biggest things with this site is I barely spend time on it. So that's also one of the reasons why I want to sell it is because I barely spend time on it and it's just consistent. And yeah, I just don't want to like leave it like in my hands when I'm not really working on it as much. So that's why I want to like sell it.
Okay. Yeah, that makes total sense. Now, for our potential buyers out there that are doing their due diligence on this business and might not come from an SEO background such as yourself, do you feel that there's any particular skill set or maybe something they should already have as far as skills under their belt prior to acquiring this business? Or do you feel that majority of the workload or maybe even, growing the business can be learned during the transition period?
There's definitely a learning curve, but that's where the 30-day period comes in, right? Like I can definitely help out with that. I'd say the site is pretty basic. If you have basic SEO knowledge, this site can be easily managed even with that level of knowledge. And like I said before, I'm always open to like helping the new owner with like transitioning and just like get a sense of direction of like how to scale the site even more, how to manage the site and how to, just how to know, like just to know how to operate the website.
Okay. Yeah, that's really great to hear. And I'm sure, that added value in wanting to see the business succeed and transition over to the new owner smoothly is also really great to hear. And, at the same time, so just a few sideline questions for you. So was there any software or tools that really helped you at the start of running this business?
I think there's only two things that I actually use, which is Ahrefs and NitroPath. And that's pretty much all I use.
Okay. And you said it was Natural Path?
NitroPath.
Oh, NitroPath.
Yeah, it's a page speed optimization software.
Oh, okay.
And that's literally all the tools on this one.
Oh, okay. Perfect. So your SEO tools with Ahrefs and then page load speeds using that tool. Okay. Yeah, that's really great. I'm sure our listeners can gain some value in those tools and maybe even do some research for themselves to see, if they can utilize that within their own content sites. Now, why do you think that this business model is great for those who are interested in online business?
For one, it's local lead gen, which is, I'd say it's one of the easier types of SEO to get started with. Also, number two, it's not in the US. So that's another thing as well. I'm not sure if this is still 100% accurate, but the US is typically known to be a lot harder, even with like local niches compared to like anything outside of it. So that makes it a bit easier for anyone that's going to take on the site.
Yeah, that's really great. And, stepping outside of maybe even the US market where maybe competition might be a little less and then utilizing the local SEO approach is also really great to see that, you've been able to build this business and scale it to its full, to its current level. And then putting yourself in the shoes of a buyer, why do you think that this business is worth buying?
I think like with the proper owner that's going to pay full attention to this site, that can definitely take the site to the next level. It's just that I saw an opportunity to get the site to a level where I think it can make a good amount of money, but I didn't want to take it further than that because like past that will take a bit more effort for me and a bit more attention, which is not what I wanted to do. So yeah, with the right owner that can pay a little bit more attention to the site and a little bit more passion into the site because I'm not really that interested in the niche. I just saw it as an opportunity. So if the new owners are a little bit more passionate or like a little bit more interested in the niche, then that can definitely take the site to a better, to scale the site even more or take it to another level.
Yeah, it's really great. And then ultimately, you've already built the foundation for them. So really, having the foundation, having a solid approach in local SEO, having the local numbers already established is really that foundation that buyers can utilize to scale this business to its full potential as well. So I'm sure interested buyers out there that are looking at this listing can also see the value in what you've created here. And that pretty much wraps up this call, Jay. Was there anything else that you'd like to add that I might have missed?
No, I think that pretty much covers it.
Okay, perfect. Well, thanks again for jumping on the call. I'm sure all of our listeners really saw a lot of potential here in this business that you've created. And, I'm sure we'll be seeing this listing getting sold for you here in the next few weeks.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Jay. And all right, everyone. So thanks for listening. To learn more and to see if this listing has already been sold, head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing 51811. If you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. And once you've unlocked this listing, you'll be given everything you need to know about this business. So until next time, enjoy your digital journey.